now quickly. Right, okay, done. Right.
Wait, one more. Go for it, man. One more.
Right, I've let all the energy out.
I'm already recorded.
Did you start recording, you dickhead? Right. Sweet. So.
Right, guys, what's going on? So, yeah, it's your boy Danny Mangan here with a slightly different video. We are coming with podcasts. Believe it or not, this is our first ever podcast. We haven't got a name. It's just me and my boy Jamie, who's about to introduce himself in a minute. But first things first, everything said on this is from our experience. It's from our experience. We're not doctors. We're not professionals. We will be one day. But, you know, we will be. But, yeah, take it with a pinch of salt. And we're just here to share our experiences, shed some light on anything that you guys might want to know. But for now, guys, subscribe to the channel, like the video. There's plenty more coming. But I'm going to hand you over to a man like Jamie. And why don't you introduce yourself, bro?
You're right. I'm Jamie. So I started by... Why are you laughing already? I started bodybuilding about 3 years ago, but it's only really been the last year I've been taking it seriously. I'm by far not the most knowledgeable person, but I'm trying to learn every single day. I haven't actually competed yet, but I still call myself a bodybuilder. This is a topic we're going to discuss. But I mean, I live that life.
Leave a comment down below. Are you a bodybuilder if you haven't competed? Anyway,
this is a conversation we need to have. Right. So yeah, I mean, I still very much live that lifestyle. Literally, my life revolves around training and eating at the minute. Ironically, this is the most serious I've ever taken my training. Now we're in lockdown. Last 16 weeks, I mean, I changed my coach, and I think nothing wrong with my old coach. It's just I think as I changed coach, I just completely focused on bodybuilding.
Who you coached by?
I'm coached by Cuba Keelan. Is it Cuba Keelan or Cuba Chellen? I didn't ask you that. It's people
you don't even know his name.
No, people say it different ways. People say Chellen. Some people say Keelan. Some people say Chellen.
It's Cuba.
Cuba. Right. Anyway, yeah. So that's who I'm coached by now. It's a very different approach, but I'm enjoying it a lot. The training is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The food is good, to be fair. I was literally saying to Georgia, my girlfriend, earlier, that I'm getting hungrier again now, and I'm on a lot of food. But literally, I'm starving. The last 3 days, I've been very hungry.
Oh, really?
But yeah, so I'm a personal trainer as well. So I've been doing that pretty much 3 years. I'm not gonna lie to you, I started off in the industry knowing absolutely fuck all. I think a lot of personal trainers are in the same boat. I don't even think I could train properly at that point in time.
Can you train properly now?
I'd like to say I try my best, but I'd say with personal training, it's very much a job that you learn as you progress. It's a bit like a driving test. I think once you pass your driving test, that's when you truly learn how to drive. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Because obviously you get the experience in the field, right?
Exactly. I think personal training is very much the same thing. So like, yeah, you can learn all the science and shit, but then you don't truly know how to respond and treat certain clientele according to their personalities, etc.
Yeah, because everyone's different. Every client's different.
Exactly, and I think that's learned as the job goes on. And I think in this industry, you're always going to be learning. But yeah, that's my brief outline.
Cool.
So yeah.
So you say, you know, training's been very, what's the word I'm looking for? You've been very regimented with training. How many?
Yeah, very military.
So you're like me. You've got at the beginning of lockdown, because there's a question here which we'll get into in a minute. But just like it's a big thing now how everyone's training with lockdown. So like at the beginning, like I just had some resistance bands. Jamie was lucky to have quite a big setup in his garden.
Yeah.
So I mean, how have you? What's your split kind of been like? How have you been getting around training? Because I've been doing. When I started with the bands, I literally had to do like full body workout every single day.
I guess that makes sense where you're quite limited with your equipment. You just got a blast, really, don't you? So it makes sense to sort of do up. But I've been able to do a push-pull legs. Like, it's been very basic barbell work, but it's probably something I needed to do. I needed to go back to the basics, and my form was shit on a lot of things. And I've really, really fixed that. I've worked hard on that to sort that out. And I'm noticing the difference. I think it's important to lift with correct form. And you'll notice the difference hypertrophy-wise, rather than trying to move a weight from A to B. Sometimes it just doesn't cut it. You're not actually tearing muscle fibers. You're just putting the weight on the joint rather than the muscle.
Yeah.
But I've managed to just hit push-pull legs. To be honest with you, that's what I've always done. It's the way I like training the most. It's the way I get the most volume in, and I recover the best.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think going back to what you said about, accuracy, where there's limitations in weight. So obviously we haven't all got 15 million kilos in our back garden or our garage. Where there's limitations, we're forced to make every rep as hard as possible, which indirectly and directly means we have to make our form perfect, So I think it's given us, including myself, it's given a lot of people a lot of time to really polish up and correct their form.
Yeah. I think in that sense, we've both very much been in the same boat, in the sense that we've had time to sort of polish and perfect our form. I
don't think our form.
We both like.
I don't think our form was ever like tragic.
To go into the, sorry.
Shut up, flipping it.
No, I mean it's still.
I don't think our form.
I think there's like a latency.
Right, everyone, shut up for 2 seconds.
There we go.
I don't.
There's wait. What's it? Wait, there's a latency, I think. So I think when you're talking, I'm hearing you talk like 2 seconds later. So it's like you're not talking. Does that make sense?
No, that's spooky.
Right, okay, talk now. There we go. I think it's fine.
I forgot what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say. It's not like either of our. It's not like our form was terrible. It's not like our form was terrible in the first place, but it's given us that extra, extra time to really polish up, and especially in bodybuilding, accuracy, range of motion, contractions, recruiting muscle fibers, recruiting the right muscle fibers. You've got to really think, how hard is it to actually build muscle? Granted, we take, PEDs, but actually to build muscle, even whilst taking PEDs, everything has to be, in a sense, perfect. So, if one thing was off, that would be, that formula would, it wouldn't be worth doing.
For sure, 100%. I think literally people don't understand that despite there being PEDs in the game we play, that's not a cheat code by any means. We have to control everything down to our quality of sleep, to the timing we eat our foods, to the amount of food we eat.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
When you go R1, L1, circle, square, and a fucking tank out of the sky.
Not at all.
Do you know what I mean? So,
if anything, I think it's probably made it harder because we have to take things. We don't have to take things, but because we take things,
we have to.
But
the camera looked massive. Anyway,
as a result of that, we have to be extra wary of our health. So we're taking. I mean, I'm not saying that natty guys aren't, but I mean, we have to take loads of stuff like liver stuff, heart stuff, just to make sure we're all good.
But let's be honest. Like, I'm not being funny. People think, things get easier when you jump on gear because you make gains. Reality is, things get a lot more complicated because you've got to look after all the different things, your health,
exactly.
All those, so really it's a massive complication. It's not just take steroids and blow up.
It is.
There's a lot
one thing I do regret though is I think I did jump on too quickly.
What age?
19,
15?
I think I was. Actually, no, not 19. No.
Wait, you're 19. You're 19 now, bro.
Shut up, bro. No, I was 21.
You're 19 now, bro. I swear to God.
2 years ago. But it was very much an overnight decision. I had literally not done any research.
You jumped on when you were 17?
No, bro. I got it wrong.
Because you're 19 now, right?
Yeah, mate, 19. I look like a 19-year-old, innit? A fucking idiot.
Jamie, hang on, wait. Jamie is actually how old?
23.
There you go. So that was a little private joke. Jamie is 23. Everyone calm down.
But so 21 is when I jumped on like gear.
Yeah.
But I didn't really have a clue what I was doing. Like my first cycle was fucking Trent.
Oh, same. Yeah.
Mate, I was just so bad.
What was your first cycle doses wise?
I took, do you know Rip Blend?
Yeah, that's what I took. No way.
I took like a dirty Rip Blend. it just fucked me up, to be honest with you. I ended up in hospital. It was just like, oh, so dumb, mate. But like, you live and learn, don't you? And I tend to learn the hard way.
How did you get?
Sorry, go on. Pardon?
What put you like? Was it the dose?
Oh, it was a botched needle that I put into my leg. I was injecting my quads at the time, and it just completely swelled my leg up, and it was literally just full of just fucking pus. Yeah, it was pretty fucked up. Yeah, man, I was really ill. If I'd let it go on any longer, I probably would have lost my leg. That's literally what they said.
You haven't got legs anyway, so it doesn't matter.
It's true. It's true. Mental weak boy right here.
I'm ripping you to shreds here. Right, let's see how long we've been on. I don't have a clue how you time this. I have no idea. Right, okay. I don't know. It could be. It's what, about 10 minutes? They say. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, let's just keep chatting, bro.
I mean, so my first cycle was very much the same. I done a RIT blend, which is, for you guys that don't know, it is test, trend, mastering.
Yeah. All the short esters.
No, aren't they long esters? No, they're short.
Props.
They're short.
Yeah.
You know, like Trent E and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I ran that as my first cycle, which, by the way, I do not advise any of you guys to do.
No.
Don't fucking do that. But it was mental.
The gains were mad though.
I gained like 12 kilos in 12 weeks.
Yeah, it was hectic.
I fucking blew up. But a funny story, I used to work at Fitness First, right?
Yeah.
And obviously when you jab, like the first couple jabs, my first fucking jab, bro, my glute was so sore. Literally. Yeah. I remember walking around work like hobbling. I don't know. My training partner was jabbing me at the time, right? I don't know if he fucked it up or I done it terribly wrong. But I was walking through work, and Fitness First, the PTs used to run up to me and slap my injection points, bro.
You know what it is with those blends is because they like microdose them and they condense them to such a small amount of oil, but you've got the same dose.
Yeah.
It's really hard for them to like spread. Because there's not enough oil, and as a result of that, they just lump up and they're just horrible and they hurt.
I'm never using a RIT blend again.
Yeah, man, they're shit. Like they are shit. It's just a cheap way of doing things, and if you're gonna do things cheap, you shouldn't be on gear at all. It's the bottom line.
I heard a funny story yesterday.
Go on.
I mean, it's not that funny, but I heard of someone. So you know, like insulin and GH, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's measured in IUs, yeah.
Right.
Well, I was listening to a podcast the other day, yeah. And they were talking about someone that took insulin, and they asked how many mils of insulin should they be injecting.
Oh Jesus!
He injected 2 mils.
Bro, he could have died.
He nearly died.
Oh my God, man!
It's crazy. So, I guess the moral of the story, before we get massively sidetracked here, is
do your research.
Do your fucking research, please. Yeah. Don't be stupid, and don't be a moron.
Yeah.
I think me and Jamie, we both admit we started gear too early, but at the same time, did we? I don't know.
The thing is, I mean, at the point in time where I decided to take gear, I had no idea I wanted to compete or be a bodybuilder. So at that point in time, it was definitely too early. Yeah. However, now looking in hindsight, all these people that have probably taken gear since they were 17, who have been competing that whole way through, that's not too early. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think it just depends on your lifestyle and what decisions you're going to make and do.
Exactly.
I'm going to put my kid on gear at 10.
I'm a little Hercules child.
Mr. Olympia, like, ready at 20.
Mad. Chris Bumstead.
I pro at 12. But
mad.
Yeah. But other than that, life's been pretty mental right now, right?
Yeah, there's a lot going on, right?
A lot going on, a lot of stress. A lot of shit.
There's no positive news whatsoever.
No, it's pretty grim, isn't it?
Literally nothing.
But I think gym's open next month.
Yeah, so they're looking at July the 4th.
Supposedly, this is the thing. I think it is confirmed, but imagine if it changes again.
So I've got a friend who manages a Pure Gym, and she told me that she received an email that she had to sign that they were going back to work then, yeah, they are going back to work then, unless something dramatically changes. And also, TM Cycles put on his story, didn't he, that David Lloyd's opening on the 6th, yeah.
Yeah, he went like this, so David Beckham,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they must be calling their members as well.
Well, I
But
was talking to my managers from the gym group, and they are pretty sure that July the 4th seems to be the date, man, or the 6th, one of them.
yeah, I mean the 6th is the Monday, so it
Exactly.
makes
So
more sense.
why would you open on the Saturday? It's stupid. Isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you want to open ASAP, but I guess a Monday makes more sense in terms of just like accounts and shit, doesn't it? Starting on a new week.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I haven't been training at a gym, so like I can't wait to just get in there and bust shit up, you know.
Trust me, man. Yeah, fucking why are you laughing, bro?
Jokes.
Yeah, I can't wait to just do like a lat pull down or a leg press.
Yeah, man, I'm killing for it, bro.
Trust.
I'm dying.
But yeah.
But yeah. Yeah. Why are you laughing? Why are you fucking laughing?
Just hella awkward. That's jokes. But yeah.
Link up with your man, then. Let's face it, though. Let's really be honest. Like, there's a lot of people that have facilities. Like,
yeah, definitely.
it's not the end of the world. It's going to happen. Like, you can't expect. You know, like James Hollingshead, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he's been training at King's because he has
Yeah.
He has access to King's, so of course.
But I swear he owns part of it.
Yeah, I think he's got shares in it.
Yeah, he must own part of it.
It used to be Pink's, and Pink's got bought out, and then they moved to King's. But I'm very sure he was a very big part of the movement.
Yeah.
But yeah. Right.
Yeah, so, I mean, if you've got your own facility, you're going to use it, aren't you?
Yeah, of course. 100%.
Like,
I mean, I've been training at Dan's gym using,
yeah.
Using his barbell. And the thing is, like right now, you only really need, and this is like another learning point for I think everyone who has a barbell. You only really need a barbell and some weight.
Literally, I mean it.
And a rack. That's it.
Yes and no. I mean, I think 95% of people, that's more than enough for a cycle of training.
Boy.
For 12 to 16 weeks of training, you can implement a barbell session, a barbell cycle.
Yeah.
But I mean, after that, then your body starts getting used to it and it adapts to that. And then you need to start using machines and stuff.
Yeah, but for the average Sally who does like one gym session per fucking decade, like
yeah, of course,
it's gonna be all right, isn't it? Even for let's face it, if you're implementing progressive overload and you are adapting, you're putting new stress on the muscle, even if it's like by reps or sets or form, you're still gonna get some benefit out of it. I think like the barbell is a massively underrated by some people underrated thing. They always think, well, I guess this is why like I lack certain development in certain areas because I've always used machines rather than like free weights.
That's the thing with machines, you're not engaging a lot of the muscle fibers that you would do with a barbell in the sense that you don't need to balance because it's just a
stabilizers in that
one-way
ticket
movement. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, look,
I went to my chest is so sore, brother. I went to I done some dumbbells yesterday, some dumbbell press, right? And and I was thinking like, oh, sorry, Tinder's popping.
Tinder's popping, yeah.
I'm using them and I'm like, oh my god, my upper chest is fried because that's what I've been made to use. Because I haven't got machines, I have to use dumbbells.
Yeah.
But you can really feel the contraction. But in the normal gyms, like gym environment where we've been training normally, I've always gone to a machine.
Yeah.
So I think the reason I'm lacking development and density in like my chest and my shoulders is because I've always looked to machines.
I think using dumbbells requires a lot more balance than
stabilization. Yeah.
There's pros and cons to both, I think. Obviously, with a machine, because you have to focus less on balance, you can overload more and use more weight.
Yeah.
But I also find that my chest has actually developed better just going to basics and using dumbbells and barbells.
Yeah, I think that's what I've lacked a lot, really. I need to, when I go back to gym, I've always got strong at machines. But this is the thing, like so my best developed body parts are my legs and my back, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I look at my movement and my exercise selection for those two muscle groups, and it's everything that's fucking savagely hard.
Yeah.
and it's like barbell, RDL, squats, lunges, all the
All
crazy
the compounds. All the
strong
compounds.
compounds, and then
Yeah,
machines like leg press and stuff like that. But it's all the hard stuff for legs and back that you can possibly do. Now, when I look at my chest and my shoulders, I haven't been doing all the hard stuff properly or as much as I should be doing. So my message to me and anyone else like me, because there's probably people that like machines more than dumbbells, is you've got to remember, like, there's a time and a place for machines, but I think ideally you want to be looking to really get strong and master execution on dumbbells and barbells.
Definitely, especially at our stage, you know, when we're still amateurs. I think it very much is a case of mastering the basics.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of the time when you have a well-equipped gym, I think you jump the gun, don't we? Like we do. We jump the gun and we try and use like tons of bits of equipment that we shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
We run before we can walk, sort of thing, yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly it. But I think, going back to the basics has been very important, and I'm seeing that development already.
Yeah.
Especially my legs. Like, my legs have always been quite a weakness, I think. But I think specifically in this lockdown, just learning how to squat properly, my legs have actually grown.
Like, I swear to God, I know why your legs are weak, though.
Why?
I swear to God, if you take your SVDs off, your legs will blow up. I swear to God.
Fam, I've got bad knees, innit?
I swear to God, if you come off of those fucking bungee jumps and use a single ply, your legs will blow up.
What about my elbow sleeves then?
What do you mean?
Why do I still have a chest and shoulders? There you go, bro.
Yeah, that's quite a good point. But that's the thing. Like, you're obviously more genetically gifted to build muscle in those areas.
Upper body, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So by you making it a little bit more challenging on your legs, yes, it might mean you have to lower the weight because of your knees. I still think you will gather a lot more tissue.
I just think,
especially muscle around the knee. So obviously, everyone's heard JP say, "Oh, you want to be thick around the knee," meaning, you know, if your knees here, that outer sweep and that little part here.
Yeah, like the teardrop and that.
The teardrop and that. He says, don't use straps or wraps.
Yeah.
But anyway, the whole point is, if you're injured, you got to be careful, right?
I mean, I don't really have injuries in my knees. I mean, I twisted my knee about 3 years ago playing football. I'm not a footballer, but anyway, it was a charity game, and it was like five-a-side. And you know, five-a-side is proper, like, intense, like on a cage, fucking twisting and shit. Anyway, I twisted my knee, and since then, my knees just always had a bit of a niggle. But yeah, I mean, the knee sleeves definitely do help, but I still do feel it, even with the knee sleeves on sometimes, particularly with the leg press.
Bruv, remember that time we went to Rip Chip Basildon and you were side exiting 5 plates aside? I'm thinking, if you take your SVDs off, blood, you're going to die. You will die. 5 plates with SVDs, bruv. Take your SVDs off and try and do 4 plates. I swear to God.
You know what? I will do this for you. One set. Just to prove a point, I will video myself not using the knee sleeves, just to prove a point that I've got equal amounts of strength. It just doesn't do my joints any good. That's all.
Yeah, breaks his legs. Sorry.
Mate, if I break my legs and my career's over, that's it. You're done, fam.
Oh, fucking hell. Right.
But yeah.
What we're saying, Shriot's obviously on Instagram, which, by the way, if you don't follow us, I will put the links in the description for our Instagrams.
Yeah.
It might be on.
Hold up, 2 seconds.
Oh, what's he doing?
2 seconds.
Mans has left the building. Whilst Mans is gone, there will be Instagram, social links, all in the description box below for you guys to go follow, obviously, myself and Jamie. But yeah, I asked you guys to ask us some questions, obviously, for the podcast, and you guys sent quite a nice array. So we're going to start off easy, okay? We're going to start off very, 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 very big.
Shall I show you the questions I got quickly?
Yeah.
Literally. So I put mine up. I got one question saying hi, and I got someone else going, "You should clean your room." That's literally all I got.
Oh my God, that's quite
right. Go on.
Okay, let's start the question. So, guys, obviously, we're going to answer these questions in detail, and If we don't answer your question, it's nothing personal. We might get into it in a future podcast, but there's a lot of questions here that require a lot of attention. So we're just going to jump into them and see what we can do. So, okay, let's have a look for a good one. I don't want to start that one. It's too mental.
Random pick. Slide up and down. And
Right, I've got one. So,
yeah.
Oh, you can do that if you hit. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay, so, I mean, this is a pretty obvious one. Are you and Jamie competing this year? If you are, good luck to my brothers. Are you competing this year?
No, I'm not. So I actually had a chat with Cuba today. I'm not going to probably compete till September next year. Just gives me a lot of time to push up, then tidy up, push up, tidy up.
Yeah, so I mean, Jamie, well, you tell them what class you want to do and stuff like that.
So I'm no longer a junior, unfortunately, because all this corona shit.
What do you mean? You're 19, bro.
But that means I'll have to go into the open classes because I don't have a classic physique. I've got a fucking belly. But it means I've got to grow a fair bit, so I've got to stick on probably at least another 15 pounds of muscle.
Yeah.
To be
15 pounds in 1 year. Fuck it, Doc. You want to be eating, bud. 1 year.
Probably need to put. I'll probably in that period, 12 months, I could probably gain about 10 pound of muscle. I reckon a year. Yeah, definitely.
You fucking Phil Heath, blood.
Do you not think you could?
Do you see what Ronnie Coleman said the other day? He was like,
yeah, but that's
no, wait. Ronnie Coleman. Wait. Ronnie Coleman said this, yeah. Ronnie Coleman, if he could add 5 to 10 pounds of muscle in a year.
Yeah, but bro, that's literally when his body's already maxed out. He's at 200% capacity. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very different to us where we're still relatively new to it, that we can gain muscle a lot faster than someone who's. Do you see my point, though?
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Anyway,
yeah.
We're going to get sidetracked. So, yeah, Jamie's competing next year in Open. That was quick. I'm competing this year at the Beijing Pro.
Jeez. Getting your pro card at the Beijing Pro, yeah? And Corona as well.
Yeah, Corona Classic.
The Corona Classic.
No, I'm doing the Heineken Grand Prix. Wait.
Jeez.
Yeah, we start prep ideally in the next like 20 minutes, and then we give up.
Have you got your meals prepped?
The show's tomorrow.
I'll think.
Yeah. So
is it belly dancer show?
It's like
because a Hawaiian dance.
Yeah, it's peak week, like literally for 1 day prep.
Sick.
Yeah. To answer that question properly, no, I'm not competing this year. I was supposed to compete this year. I was going to do a show in July, post-operation. Yeah. So a little bit of background on me. I competed 2 years ago in a men's physique show. Unfortunately, I didn't place because I had gyno. I knew if I wanted to compete again, I had to get the gyno cut out. So in February this year, if you guys, obviously you subscribed to me, you might have seen the video. I went for a gyno operation, got both my nipple snips, gyno free. And I was supposed to compete and make my comeback to the classic, well, my debut in classic bodybuilding, classic physique this year, on July the 21st or something like that. Obviously, Corona lockdown hit, that completely fucks everything up, which is okay. My plans now is to grow into the new year, start a prep around. Actually, no, I'll probably grow till the end of the year and start prep in January, to be honest.
Yeah.
I feel, so for me, my classic division is, the weight category is, I think the cap is 80 kilos. So I'm coming up to 100 kilos now. My coach and I, Jace, reckon we'll start prep at around 98 kilos. So realistically, a prep is what, 15 to 20 kilos. If I diet, I'm quite worried. I'm not going to lie, dude. I'm quite worried. I think I'm going to be like the high end of 70s, potentially even 80 on the dot, because I'm really not fat. Like, I'm not saying I'm lean, but I'm not fat.
No, you're not fat.
I'm nowhere near lean, but I think if I pull off a good 15 kilos, I'm show ready.
To make that weight, to pull off 15 kilos of fat, but then you've got to bear in mind you're going to manipulate water as well.
Yeah, of course,
you'll probably lose 3-4 kilo from water too.
Yeah, but then obviously you weigh in on the day. As long as you weigh in at 80, you can carb up.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm going to be fucking 90 kilo on stage, bro.
10 kilo one day.
Yeah. 1 hour. Right, calm down.
But yeah.
But literally, so so I mean, I'll be starting to prep around. What are you doing? What are you doing? You
He fell off my chair, bro.
bloody hell!
I literally, oh my God.
You melon.
No, someone opened the door and
Okay,
it scared me. And I literally just, oh my God. Right, anyway, that's a fucking blooper.
I'll be competing next year. And that's that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To be honest,
yeah,
with you, you know my opinion. I think this time has blessed you.
yeah.
I think it would have been a massive rush for you. You knew that the recovery was going to be long, and you were going to go into a prep post-op. You know, like it took you
crazy.
It took you.
Mate, listen, I could run like
15 weeks to get back to where you were, pretty much. No, not 15.
Yeah, but that's because the gym shut.
True. If
the gyms didn't shut and I was only 4 weeks of no training, I reckon it would have taken me another 5 weeks to get back to where I was. Obviously, with like manipulation of drugs, food, I reckon.
Yeah.
I could have. So obviously, my prep. So not my prep. My operation took me down 10 kilos, right? So I went from 96 kilos, which I'm now, by the way, I'm back to 96. I went from 96 to 85 in like 2 weeks, but I reckon I could have gained that back relatively quickly. 4 or 5 weeks post operation back in training, but then obviously COVID happened, and then I lost more weight and made kind of less progress.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's that question answered. Let's go to the next one. Thanks for
moving on.
Tiger. Do you want a deep one?
Go on.
What do you? This is a deep one. What do you do when your coach says you aren't cut out to compete?
Oh,
I've got a couple different opinions on this.
Well, I have very much been in that position.
You're not cut it. Fuck you.
But I don't know. I think if you've only ever gone one way and tried to prep one way, there's always many ways to skin a cat, so it's not necessarily true.
I think there's... Yeah, go on. I'll let you talk and then I'll talk.
So I think there's multiple ways to prep. Some are harder than others. If you can diet hard for 16 weeks straight,
that's different
to other methods, for example, where you prep for 24 weeks to half a year and have a diet break in the middle, and that's a lot easier.
Fuck that.
But I think personally that's a lot easier than the 16-week diet.
So he's asking, what do you do?
What do you do if your coach says that?
Yeah. So the question is, what do you do when your coach says you aren't cut out to compete? What do you do? Don't say you leave your coach. What do you actually do?
Ask your coach why. Ask your coach why. Is it because I don't adhere properly? What is the reason? Why aren't I cut out to compete? Because anyone's cut out to compete. It's all a mental game.
I don't think everyone is though. This is the thing.
But this is what I mean. But it's the mindset that stops you from competing or not competing.
Oh yeah.
I see what I mean.
Yeah.
Like everyone could compete if they had the mindset.
Yeah, but they don't.
Exactly. But I'd first of all ask my coach, because it's quite a big statement to make, isn't it? And it's quite an upsetting statement to hear from your coach.
Yeah.
So I'd ask, like, what is the issue? And you'd either try and work on it depending on your relationship with that coach, or you just move on.
But then again, so I think there's a couple different ways to look at this, right? So the first way is you can't hack the diet. You mentally just can't do it, right? Whatever the approach is, you just can't do it, right?
Yeah.
In that case, then you need to talk to your coach and say, this is what's happening. Can we make a change? Can we find a way to get around this, because I'm not having any luck here. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. The second thing is that some people say, I've been training for 15 fucking seconds, and I go to Jamie and I say, can I compete? Right? If the coach says to me, you're not cut out to compete, you haven't got enough muscle, then it's quite... The coach is being honest and truthful with you. He's telling you the truth. So he's not trying to offend you. In that situation, I'd say, take it with a pinch of salt. You're not big enough. You know, you just got to go work harder in the gym. More time in the gym, more food in the belly. In that case, that's all you got to do. Then there's another one.
Yeah. That's honesty, though. That's important.
That is honesty, yeah. Then the third one is a big one, you know.
Yeah,
So the third one is that it is actually really peak. peak meaning, sorry, that's my lingo. Peak meaning upsetting bad. But the third one is, so unfortunately, and this goes for everything in life, yeah? So it's not just bodybuilding, it goes for everything in life.
Yeah.
Okay? You have to be realistic, right? So if I went to Michael Jordan and said, I want to be a basketballer,
yeah,
he'd be like, shave your beard, because no one has beards in the NBA.
It's weighing you down, bro.
It's weighing you down. But you know what I mean? So if I went to Michael Jordan and said, I want to be in the NBA playing for Chicago Bulls, he'd say,
Yeah.
I don't think you're genetically made up for this sport.
Yeah.
Because I'm not fucking 7 foot tall. Do you know what I mean? So there's some people who are wanting to be bodybuilders or compete, and they simply don't have all the tools to do this. And the coach is being honest with them to let them know that potentially they would find competing very upsetting because they don't have the tools, right?
Right.
So if that's you, in that situation, again, you can obviously do what you want. I think that coach, if that coach is being honest with you and that person doesn't want to see you get upset or broken, because I'll be honest, like a prep can either make you or break you, you know. It can lead to eating disorders. It can lead to
100%
confidence smashes. It can literally be the best thing you do or the worst thing you do, right? So the last thing that coach wants to see you do is spend however long prepping, let's say 20 weeks prepping, and then you realize you don't have what it takes because you have like weird genetics, or not weird, but genetics that just don't suit bodybuilding, you know? Yeah. And I think, let's be honest, not everyone is supposed to be a bodybuilder. That's the bottom line. Just like not everyone's supposed to be a rugby player. Not everyone's supposed to be a basketballer. Not everyone's supposed to be a chef.
No.
Everyone's got their own calling.
We're designed to be different.
You know, we are designed to be different.
Yeah.
It's not a problem, you know. You just got to take, it's something that I think no one wants to hear, but at the end of the day, your coach is doing that for your own best interest.
Yeah.
They don't want to see you go on stage and be absolutely destroyed and then feel shit and then get stripped again and feel shit and then have an eating disorder and then not want to do bodybuilding and then hate the gym forever. Nothing. You know? It's
very true. But I think that's why it's also important to ask for multiple professional advice. Multiple opinions.
I'm not being funny, but
I know you employ one coach for a reason.
A good coach will be honest with you. Like, even if it's Imagine like Kuba, right? So here's a classic example of this whole situation. Kuba told Jamie that he wasn't suited for classic and he should do open.
Yeah, that is 100% honesty. That's needed.
Exactly, that's the thing. So that's Kuba telling Jamie the honest opinion, and protecting Jamie from prepping in a classic and getting his
doing shit. Exactly, yeah.
He comes up against me and gets set down, blood.
No, but in that sense that I just don't have the genetic makeup, like my skeleton and my frame doesn't suit the class.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't have that small waist and I don't have the muscle bellies that a classic bodybuilder has.
And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just
my body. So I've got to find a category that suits me best.
It's like for me, like if I went to Jace now and said I'm doing men's physique, he'd be like, "Are you having a fucking laugh?" You know what I mean? Because I since I've grown 20 kilos over stage weight, nearly 30 kilos over stage weight, my body's changed. My structure hasn't changed, but the muscle and the way I've filled out has led me to almost not be too good, but my body doesn't, like, if I run through the men's physique poses and I run through the classic poses or bodybuilding poses, my body's very much suited to more bodybuilding poses than men's physique. Obviously, because of the way my body is. Back 2 years ago with less muscle and the flow I had then, I could rock men's physique. But seeing as I've got a lot bigger and developed more muscle, my structure hasn't changed, but my muscle has grown, making my structure fill out, meaning I can't do men's physique anymore.
To be fair to you, I still think you could compete in either men's physique or classic.
I think I could, but this is what
goes on. Because if you actually think about it, right, you've got someone like Josh Bridgman, like he's a big fucker, like he's a big guy. He's got very much a classic physique as well as a men's physique. Do you see my point?
Okay, so this is what I was talking to someone else in the gym today.
Yeah.
So obviously, okay, so first things first, everyone, like, I'm not shooting shots at no man, but like, I'm going to be like, straight up my opinion. And if people disagree, I don't really care.
Yeah.
There's certain people,
Yeah.
like, I'll use Brightman.
Yeah.
Freak. Crazy.
Yeah.
Ridiculous insertions for men's physique.
Yeah.
He can hit a vacuum. That's the thing. There's people that can hit vacuums. Just because you hit a vacuum doesn't
mean you're classic.
Doesn't mean you're classic. You just fucking you can hit a vacuum.
Yeah.
Luke Sando could hit vacuums. He wasn't classic.
Yeah.
He was very good, but he wasn't classic. So everyone's got their own body structure, and in my opinion, some of the men's physique guys should stay in men's physique because they're going to do really well. They shouldn't try and come up to classic because their body shape and their structure is very, very suited for men's physique. Now, you can't change structure, right? But you can grow more muscle. So for someone like me who wants to do classic, I believe I have the structure, but I need to grow more muscle to fill out the structure to do classic. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But someone like, in my opinion, some of the physique boys, again, I'm just saying my opinion, like Brightman.
Yeah.
His physique is so suited for men's physique. It's outrageous. You know?
It's true. So why wouldn't you thrive in what you're best in?
Exactly. So I'm not being funny. Brightman will be on, like, Brightman, there's a couple others, they'll be on Miss Olympia stage in like 4 years.
Yeah.
Not less. You know, but I reckon that's, well, I don't reckon, I believe that's because their structures and their flows are for men's physique.
Yeah.
You know, I believe my structure.
At the end of the day, that's why it was made into a class.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, like, I know we take the piss out of men's physique boys. You
take the piss out of men's physique.
Some of them, their legs are outrageous. Like, I'm only kidding when I say that. Obviously, like, they hide their legs with the board shorts. Because the more I've got into bodybuilding, the more I've learned to respect the class. I don't like the posing. I hate the posing. But I've learned to respect it in the sense that some of these boys are big fuckers and they've got some very, very good symmetry and proportion.
Wheels. Mate, have you seen Josh's legs, bruv?
Oh, mate, his legs are insane.
It's mental.
But that's the thing. This is what I mean. I feel like he's nicely transitioned. I think he could compete classic quite easily. He's got the classic physique. Josh Bridgman.
Yeah, I think Bridgman could. But then again, I look at his physique poses. I'm like, well, his last season at like his two bro when he won the overall. I can't remember what show it was, but he won the overall. I don't know why he didn't go pro, but he won the overall. And I'm like, I think he should just stay in. This is the thing. I don't
think he's trying to move, is he?
I don't think they should. No, but this is the point. This is what I'm trying to say. I don't think they should move because they're wrecking that class.
The thing is, with obviously men's physique, there's not a weight cap either, is there? So you can get as big as you want.
200-pound men's physique.
But you can.
Yeah.
It's less about balance. It's more about if you've got a skinny waistline and massive delts, you look like a fucking Dorito. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Right, next question. Sorry for the waffle. Sorry for the waseed.
We're chatting bear waseed, bro.
Bear waseed. What's it like to be a fucking beast?
Shall I answer that?
Alright, I'm asking. Are you saying I'm not a beast?
It's hard, mate, because it's long to wipe your ass and shower.
You're out of breath in like 20 seconds. When you have sex, you literally can't breathe after. So, oh, we're lagging.
Bro, the sweats.
Right, hang on, man.
Wait, frozen. Oh. There we are. We're back.
Your internet connection's unstable, it says.
All right, we're all good.
Oh, we're good. Okay, yeah. What I missed what you cut out, man. What'd you say?
What was I saying? Yeah, it gets quite long.
Yeah.
Literally from simple things like wiping your bum to just walking around. Literally going for a walk and doing my steps at the minute is fucking tiring. When you've got a belly full of food, it feels like wearing a fucking weight vest. Like, it does. Anyone can relate to that does this.
Yeah. I feel like it's obviously like in terms of what's it like to be a beast, you've got to eat all the food. Like, everyone just sees unless you do bodybuilding or you're in the gym a lot and you're serious about it, everyone just sees like the physique. I could walk outside right now, like walking gorilla, and people be like, oh, he's big, but they don't actually understand what I've done to get there.
Yeah.
And that's also that's why I want to go on stage as well, to kind of show people how hard this is. Anyway, it's very hard. Next question. Congrats. We announced that you've been chosen to win iPhone 11. Replied to claims.
Oh, yeah, cheese. Should we get them? Sell it.
Okay, next question.
Oh no, if we get it and sell it, we can both get like sick microphones for the podcast.
Yeah, I'll message him now. Jamie says we're gonna get it and sell it.
Sick.
How home training and every. Actually, no. Here's a good one, and then we'll get to that one. Sorry, dude. What's your end goal when it comes to training? Like, what do you want to achieve? I think he means like competitive goals or training goals. But yeah, okay. So we'll make this really quick. We'll do competitive goals, and then we'll run through like maybe some strength goals.
Yeah.
Okay, go. 3, 2, 1.
So I would like to go pro. I mean, obviously this is a big jump because I'm
so like we're talking like end goals. So listen, comment section, don't be gassing us like we're not saying we're gonna flip and go Olympia like this year.
Right. I'd like to be pro.
Yeah.
Compete in the pro ranks.
That is so funny because the first time I started speaking to you, you were like, I don't want to be pro. It's going to ruin my life and my relationship. Oh, I don't want to be a pro. Anyway, continue.
No, I do. I mean, I love this lifestyle, so it makes sense to pursue it the whole way. Like, it makes me happy, so this is why I do it.
Yeah, same.
So I would definitely chase that pro card when the time is right, obviously.
How old are you? 24?
23.
Oh my God, you're younger than me. Shit.
Yeah.
Fuck.
August 24 in August.
Oh, I beat for thing. Anyway, continue.
Unfortunately not. they announced the clubs.
Anyway, talk about your goals, bro.
And in terms of like strength goals, it'd be nice to pull 300 kilo deadlifts for fun.
For fun.
Yeah, for fun.
Who do you think you are?
And to squat nice heavy weights, like
100 kilo?
100 kilo, 50 kilo. 50 kilo squats. With one toe. But I think, in terms of my fitness goals, those are my main goals.
Yeah, cool. And is that pro, that's just where you're going to stop? You don't want to compete in the pro?
I mean, that's as far ahead as I thought.
You thought, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
My turn. So competitive wise, obviously I'm the same. I'm not chasing right now. I'm not stupid. I'm not saying I'm gonna get my pro card next year or nothing like that's not even in my brain. But long term wise, obviously go pro. I'm not gonna lie. I think everyone's kind of afraid to say it, but I think everyone thinks it is. Let's be honest. Like I know how people like me think, like Jamie think, like our other mate Dan think. We all have like the vision and the dream. I think a lot of people don't have the guts to kind of say it because it sounds so massive and so scary.
Oh, the Olympia dream.
Yeah. Everyone has the Olympia dream. So like, I think for me, obviously one step at a time, I've said to myself, I want to be pro by the time I'm 30. I'm 24. Yeah. So I've got 6 years to achieve that goal, which I believe I can do.
Definitely.
Without I believe I can achieve that goal before 30. In my opinion,
you definitely could. Yeah,
I think I could achieve that goal by 27, 28 personally. Yeah. And then from there we see where we go. But shorter term goals is next year I want to win. Obviously, I'm going to compete in PCA and 2 Bros. Now I believe I can secure a W and win in PCA.
Yeah,
I'd like a top 3 in 2 Bros, which I think. Again, who knows how the rest of this year goes. I might even be able to secure a W at a 2 Bro show. Not like the fucking amateur Olympia.
Yeah.
But I think it is a possibility, depending what show I pick, I could potentially secure a W at a 2 Bros, if not a top 3. But I think with the way things are going, I think a PCA W, PCA win next year for me isn't something that would be surprising.
It's not out of the question at all, no.
No, I think for both of us, like both of our shows next year, I think
next year, come September, I genuinely think, it could be a very competitive season for me and for you next year as well.
I think the way we've responded and we're growing, I think next year that we could both be doing damage.
We definitely bring in trophies, bro.
Yeah, for real.
Let's get it.
In terms of numbers, I want to get stupidly strong. Short-term goals, I want a 210 deadlift with no belt for 10.
Yeah.
For 10. I want a 200 kilo squat with no belt for 10. I want a 200 bench with no reps for 10. and you know that was
200 bench. Jesus.
I'm joking. I would like a 140 for 10 bench. For me, that's realistic.
That'd be lovely, yeah.
Because the best I got was 130 for 12, so I wasn't far off that. Right, next question.
Yeah.
When was the period you saw the most progress within bodybuilding? Now.
Genuinely, actually, no. I had a very productive period when I first started with my first coach.
Who was that?
Neil Cranwell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, very strange times. But he was a local coach to me. And it made sense to see him in person. You know what? I grew quite a bit with him.
That's good.
He had some unorthodox approaches to things.
Yeah.
But I did grow. I put on a decent amount of muscle in that period. But my training was on point. My nutrition was on point.
Yeah. So.
And then during my time with Jace as well, my body developed quite a bit. But I had fluctuations during that period a lot. Like I took periods where I just weren't dieting or following my food plans, and I regret obviously that because it's not the coach's fault. That's my own adherence problem.
Yeah.
But I genuinely think the last sort of 3 months since March has been the most productive I've ever been. It's been the most robotic I've ever been. Yeah. Literally not skipping meals, just
for real.
Getting my steps in, not skipping training sessions, not literally everything's just been regimented.
Yeah, it's good, man.
What about you?
I think for me, so a year ago, obviously some of you guys on the channel will know I was coached by Jordan Peters. Now, the process with Jordan was a 15, which just sounds mental. It was a 15-week mini cut, which turned into like a fat loss phase, right? So I got ridiculously strong in this period, outrageously strong. Even in a calorie deficit, I think we took off like 5 to 10 kilos. I went from squatting 140 to 200.
What was you on?
Huh?
What was you on, cycle-wise?
What cycle-wise?
Mass trend, yeah.
So we started off on a cruise, 250 megs a week.
Yeah.
I don't remember if I was on stuff prior to that. I might have just done a PCT. I don't know. We were on 150 megs of 250 megs of test. I can't remember exact doses, but we did use Trend. I don't think Trend didn't go over 175 milligrams.
Okay, so it's not loads.
That's nothing. We used T3 Clen. I wasn't on over a gram of gear. No way.
No.
I was close, maybe a little bit over, but I wasn't.
It wasn't a lot then.
I was on very minimal, to be honest. Like compared to what
some of the cycles,
I've run in my life, and now, it was a minimal. But then I made loads of progress. My strength, I pulled down. And then what happened? Obviously, I set myself in a really good position to grow because I lost all this weight and fat, let's say. And obviously, as we know, if you guys don't know, basically, you can prime your body to. One of the ways you can prime your body to really react and grow is obviously by rebounding. So we pulled a lot of fat off me. Like I was pretty lean. I looked awesome. I'm not gonna lie. I was Jamie. I'll send you some pictures off air, but there was some shots. I was thinking, holy shit! In the morning, I was flat. When I pumped up, bro, I was fucking huge. That was like one of my favorite looks ever. Like I looked really, really cool. But then obviously rebounding out then, and then obviously with Jace now. So I can't remember. I think I started with him from when? Like January?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. We've made some crazy progress. I started with Jace weighing in at, I think I was weighing at 80. How much was I weighing?
For like 88 or something?
Something like 88 kilos when we first started Jace. And then, now obviously we're on the other side of operation, but we're now 96 kilos. And I think in the position I'm in now, I look better and thicker and rounder than I previously have. Maybe I don't think I'm as lean as what I was before the operation at 96, but I'm probably equally as muscled, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
My composition isn't as great, but I feel like I've got the same amount of muscle. But it's been
the composition will improve as you grow though, because I don't think you're getting any fatter.
No.
So I think the more muscle you grow, the fat is going to be spread over a larger surface area, if
Yeah.
that makes any sense.
You hold your fat nicely.
Yeah.
Favorite accessory workout, meaning like I think that means
Favourite little exercises.
they're like bicep preacher curls, that sort of thing.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to just go ahead and say I fucking hate training arms. I don't
I
like
hate it. A worst thing ever.
The only accessories I really like is the leg extension and leg curl.
Yeah, mate. Leg extension, mate. The ultimate seated hamstring curl and leg extension.
Yeah.
The greatest accessory movements of all time.
Like, I think arms is just such a fucking
Boring thing, isn't it?
boring thing to train. Like, yeah, the pump's nice,
Yeah.
but it just don't feel nice. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's so boring. I don't know. I thought I might as well literally just go home and sleep because
It's just like I'm doing this and I'm burning like 5 calories from training my arms.
It's just so boring.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather like leg press and break my spine than.
Yeah, agreed. Honestly, I don't enjoy training arms.
They're so boring. All right, well, accessory wise, leg extension then, deal.
Definitely.
This is quite a personal one for me. Dan, what does your faith mean in your bodybuilding? Flipping out. So, I mean, if you follow me, you guys, you know I'm a Christian, obviously. I rep it hard. Jesus gang.
Jesus gang, you know.
For me, like, it makes no difference. Bodybuilding makes no difference to me as a person. So, I think, how does my Christianity come into that? Like, it's a weird one. I try and, I don't know. It doesn't really change me. I just go to gym and lift heavy things, you know?
Yeah.
So it's, I don't know, like, there's plus sides of it. I'm very supportive. I think I'm supportive. Like, I don't know. I think I just take my morals as a human and put them into other people.
Yeah. I don't think
it doesn't really affect it.
It has any relevance.
Yeah.
To the sport.
No, it doesn't. There's bare Christian bodybuilders and they all want Miss Olympia, just saying. But yeah, no, like for me, I think I'll be honest with you. I'll state this out loud. Like I think a lot of my personal opinion. I think a lot of bodybuilders in the game could potentially really like feel the benefit and the positivity of being a Christian.
Being religious, yeah.
Maybe not religious, but just having something to believe and follow, and morals, and understanding that you can be a good person. You know,
this is going off on a tangent.
Go on then.
Obviously, this is what I agree with religion. Obviously, it does teach you morality and right and wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Hugely.
That is like literally what religion is for, I think.
Morals, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean,
I
think equally, you could be a very moral person and not be religious as well.
I know, mate. Don't get me started. I know a lot of people. Who aren't Christian and are very nice people. But I know a lot of people who are Christian and they're not nice people. I know loads of them. The point is, though, like, it's one of those things where especially in times like this, where people are suffering and people can't really find the way out.
Yeah.
In times like this, if you can understand and you know, get into potentially finding a faith or something to believe in, you know, because it's a very good sort of source of guidance and
definitely because it's quite depressing just to sort of think there's nothing. Do you know what I mean? So it's quite nice to believe in something.
Mate, I'm not being funny yet. I've been thinking, literally, mate, this is mad deep, bro. But literally, obviously, so I'm not going to get into details. There's obviously been a lot of tragedies in my family recently, right? And I'm thinking that I was sitting there the other day and I'm like, what happens when you die, blood?
Yeah.
Do you know how weird that is?
I know what you mean, though. It's
no, seriously, do you know how spooky that is, blood?
It's true, like, because the reality is that obviously religion is there, but you don't truly know, do you? It's just like either there is something there or there isn't something there.
This is what I say to everyone, blood. This is deep. This is deeper. This is what I say to everyone. Imagine, right? Put it this way. Okay, I'm not even going to say what I'm going to say because that's deep. If that happens, we're peak.
Yeah.
Imagine Bill and Bob, yeah?
Yeah.
One's Christian, one's not, and they both die tomorrow. Both Bill and
Yeah.
Bob die. Yeah.
Yeah.
One's Christian and one's not. Yeah.
Yeah.
They both die, and then the one that's not Christian realizes that there is something, but it's too late.
But
Then it's peak.
I don't think that's the case though, because I think that even if you're not a Christian, you haven't followed, or not just Christian, even if you're not religious and you haven't followed a religion your whole life, but you've done nothing but be a good person, if something did exist, then surely you'd still be treated as if you were, because you were a good person.
Yeah,
does that make sense?
Yeah, I see where you're coming from, but this is no. So hang on, I think I misworded that. So two people die, one's Christian, one's not, right? Would you rather be the person, okay, who dies believing there was something and finds out there's not, or the person who dies not believing and finding out there is something? You'd rather be the person. You'd rather be the person. You'd rather be the person who dies and find out there's nothing than the person that dies and finds out there's not, blood. Trust me. 100%. Hundreds.
Fair enough. That's a good comparison. That's better than the one before.
See you later.
Better than the one before.
Dead. Don't come at me with that one. Anyway, that's
true.
It's true though, isn't it? It's deep, but it's true.
Yeah, because I think at least throughout your life, even if you're believing in something, it gives you hope in certain situations.
Yeah, it's good, man.
But I'm not a religious person. I'd say I'm probably agnostic.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm completely atheist. I'm not sure, and that's the reality of it. But yeah, I mean, my family are religious. My mum's not really. My dad and my grandma are. And I've gone to church a few times.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Well, I'm Greek Orthodox, isn't it?
Greek Orthodox team.
Yeah. So I have been to church and stuff, and obviously it's nice to sort of to have a belief in something.
Jamie's got the seed, blood, to watch.
Huh?
Don't worry, cuz the seed's planted.
But yeah, I don't know. I just never really practiced.
You don't. But this is the thing. What people don't understand is you don't need to be like a crazy practice like person. Do you know what I mean? Like, I go to church not every Sunday, but I go to church at Hillsong. Yeah, so I go because I enjoy it and it's fun, right?
Yeah.
So it's genuinely fun. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if your church isn't fun and you don't go every week, that doesn't mean you are not a Christian.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you don't believe in God. You can be a perfectly good Christian outside of church. You know, that doesn't mean you're not going to make it to heaven. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is the thing. So people think, oh, you have to be goody two shoes. You have to go to church every day, blah, 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 blah. It's not like that. Do you know what I mean? You just got to know what's right and what's wrong and be a good person. Anyway.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
Motivation for coming back into the gym.
So you can't be getting on the Garys in Ibiza. We've got to judge you for that.
You can, but you have to repent.
Fair enough. I'll repent all day long then.
Instant repent.
Right. Okay. Moving on.
No, this is the thing though, because I do bodybuilding and I take peds. So people are like, how can you be a Christian and take peds? I'm like, shut your mouth.
I mean, I don't think there's any peds being written in the Bible.
Yeah, flipping scripture 1.
Thou shalt not take trembling as a day. Fuck's sake.
That's so funny. But yeah, it's a contradicted one. But at the end of the day, I believe, this is the thing. I believe God gave me a gift to do something. I believe I'm on this planet to do something. Therefore, I'm going to make sure I do it.
I do certainly believe everyone's got a reason to be here and everyone plays their part. Like I've nearly died like multiple times in my life.
450
Like,
don't tell them. We'll do another podcast.
Yeah. It's a story for another day. But like I've had multiple times where literally I've been on death's door and then somehow I'm still here. So obviously I feel like I have a purpose to my life. Yeah,
but that's also a thing saying like, I know what your story is and I know how you survived. Like,
it's crazy shit, but yeah.
Bruv, that's not human, like, that's deeper. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that, I promise you, like, that isn't just, oh yeah, man's just surviving it. Like,
Yeah. It's like all these weird puzzle pieces that linked together
Yeah.
to ensure my survival. It's very,
Yeah.
very odd.
It's proper booky, but like that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying, like, when you think of those things, like when you go to bed tonight and just think, how on earth did I survive that?
Yeah.
Like I've had not as booky as yours, but I've had situations. Do you know what I mean? And I'm thinking sometimes I go to bed and I'm just like, oh my God, I'm so thankful to be alive because I had no control of that situation. So you didn't have control either. That's what I'm saying.
Something else. Yeah.
Exactly. Just think about that deeper.
It's like guardian angels, isn't it?
Yeah, they're real, blood.
Yeah.
You should have died long time ago, cuz.
Oh, fam, man's a dead man walking. Literally.
You should have levitated up long time ago, Bridget.
Yeah, real talk.
Anyway,
Let's move on.
Motivation for coming back into the gym. I've been back a week and still much weaker and small.
Wait, what? I don't understand that. Say that again.
All right. Oh, you listening?
Yeah.
I've had a monster. I'm fucking. Okay, let's try this again. Okay. Motivation for coming back into the gym. He probably means what's your motivation for coming back into the gym?
Oh, right.
Back
Okay.
a week and so much weaker and small.
Oh, so he's basically saying that he shrunk, he got smaller during lockdown and he's weaker.
Yeah.
So it's like, what's your motivation?
To come back in, train, stop being.
Yeah, muscle memory will kick in, like definitely. You'll be back to where you were. Just.
I don't think it's a matter of this. I don't think it's a matter of motivation. I think it's a matter of discipline. So
yeah, I mean, it's going to be a bit disheartening, but you can't lift what you shouldn't try and lift what you could. But you can build that up easily.
Put it this way, yeah. Before my operation, when I was in my Optimus Prime, I was pulling like 200 off the floor for like 8 reps. I went to deadlift today and I pulled 140 for like 10. I was gassing out, bro.
Yeah.
So motivation wise, just get back in there and continue doing what you're doing. Start up again, reset, make sure your form's right, your food's
just
right.
Progressive overload it.
And eventually you will be back where you were, man.
Literally, it will take 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Literally 4 weeks.
He's natty, probably take 4 months.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. Oh, this is a big one.
Go on.
What are your so my man Thomas asked this question. Yeah, it's good, Don. What are your thoughts on bodybuilders not telling their followers about their peds?
I mean, I can understand why you wouldn't want to openly just chat about it, but just don't lie about it. You know what I mean? I think there's a difference between talking about it and lying about it.
Absolutely, yeah, man. Like, I think, like, remember like the Simeon Panda Ulysses combo when back in the day everyone was like, "You're not natty," and they were so certain they were.
Oh, Ulysses was not natty.
You had gyno, he had operation.
Yeah, like it's fucking bollocks.
It's so naive. It's so stupid.
There's a few bodybuilders like that, but I just think for mental health reasons, it's so unfair to lie to people like that because they believe that they can achieve that naturally, right, so and it's not fair.
Who you think of a fake names?
Ulysses was one.
No. I'm talking people that we know. On the gram.
I don't know.
Who'd you? Well, Brandon Martin's already come out.
Yeah. I mean, but that was a bait one. Let's be real.
Simeon Panda was bait. He never came out.
I don't think Simeon Panda. I think Simeon Panda was always natty. I genuinely think he's just a genetic freak. I think with Simeon Panda, it's a combination of Photoshop and unbelievable angles and muscle insertions. I genuinely think he could have been natty.
Not a chance, bro.
Well,
no way.
Our opinions differ there.
Mate, listen, man. I know, man, innit? It's not. He's not natty.
I know, man, innit?
No, seriously, Simeon Panda is not natural. He's not happening.
But this is what I mean. I think it's quite unfair. Like, I'm pretty honest to most of my clients. If they ask me, do you take gear? Yes, I have done. Yes, I do. Because you're not going to get to where I am in 3 years without gear. Like, you're not. Bottom line.
So then why is Simeon Panda then? That's the point. So he hasn't, because he's not natural. There we go. Bottom line complete. Sorry.
Who else can you think of? It's calling people out now.
Let me get on Instagram.
You're just trying to start fighters.
Yeah, it's fun. Trying to find a fake name. Oh, okay, I got one. Okay, so what about Abu? Fake natty or not? He's a great guy. He's got a crazy physique. Have you seen him?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I can't see that. Focus it. Nah, let me go on my own Instagram.
No.
What's the profile? I can't see that, bro.
It doesn't matter. He's not mad.
Right, okay.
I've said it to you, but he's not mad.
All right, yeah, I've got it. Nah, he's a fucking giant.
Yeah, exactly. His legs.
Look at his legs.
I know. But yeah, no. And to answer your question, what do we think of people?
Does he claim natty?
Yeah, lifetime natural.
You know what? He could be natty.
Shut up.
He could. Actually, nah.
Are you mad? He's literally like Roddy Coleman's son, bruv.
Yeah, nah.
But yeah, to answer the question, I think it's wrong. I can see why people don't do it, but if they're selling training plans and they're fooling like, if they're a big influencer or fitness person and they're selling, fuck off, what's that rainbow thing? And they're selling plans and they're claiming they're natural, then it's very misleading to the audience that they're talking to. So I think it's wrong. I think everyone should be open and honest. I don't care. Jamie doesn't care. Dan doesn't care. There's those. I just dropped everyone in it there. But
I think there's a lot of judgment in this game. That's the issue. They're like, oh, you use PEDs.
That's it.
There's a lot of judgment, which is why I understand why people wouldn't want to come out. But at the same time, I feel like in this day and age, it's important to educate people before they make mistakes, such as ourselves.
Yeah, 100%.
Myself. Exactly, which is why I think it's important that people talk about it, because people are going to do it anyway. It's plagued in the fitness industry. You probably know more people in the fitness industry on gear than not. And that's the reality of it. Even if they tell you they're not, they probably are.
You walk into a gym, everyone's a gear.
Yeah, there are tons of people on gear that you would never even in a million years think they're on gear.
All right, who?
I'm just talking like people in gyms in general.
I know exactly who you mean.
Do you?
Praying mantis.
Perhaps. But yeah, there are.
That was Jamie. It was Jamie. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, there are people that there's just a lot of people on it, and you wouldn't even expect it.
Yeah, you don't. It's very misleading, right? If you look even out of bodybuilding and fitness, like movie stars and rugby players, you think rugby players get that big from eating chicken and broccoli? Bro, have you seen rugby players like 10 years ago? They weren't the size they are now.
Yeah, it's true. That's another thing. Like, obviously, there are drug tests in sports, but these players use short esters and stuff, so it's quick in and out their body. So by the time they get tested, that's it. And then when they're on their season, they're probably not on stuff, but they use that time when they're off the season to build muscle up.
Yeah,
like it's a lot more prevalent in sport than people realise.
Yeah,
and it's quite sad.
I think it's a lot more present in the world, not even just bodybuilding, like sport.
Yeah, in all sports for different reasons. Even like fucking cycling.
Mate,
you know,
people took steroids in baseball, brother, and they're skinny, man. That's like
that's what I'm saying. It's just for like recovery.
That's the prime example. So, baseball players. There's a really good documentary on Netflix called. Can't remember what it's called, but it's about baseball players who took steroids. But you look at them. Oh, he's frozen. Is he back? You're back.
Frozen.
No. I'm back. Are you back?
Yeah.
Anyway, what I was saying was, you look at baseball players who they don't have an ounce of muscle, and they've taken steroids. Yeah. So if they've taken steroids and they don't have any much muscle, the majority, you know, the chance of your local Tom, Dick, and Harry have probably taken them too. To be honest.
Yeah.
That's my opinion, anyway.
I think at the end of the day, most guys who want to take to the next level, it is like the the thing that you just jump on. Like,
Take it to the next
it is a common thing. But yeah, next question.
All right, calm down.
Next question.
Who would win the fight?
What, between me and you?
I'm joking. That wasn't the question.
Fam, I would headbutt you.
Bruv, your head's so big, you headbutt yourself, mate.
Good joke.
Yeah, it was shit. Wasn't it? Shut up. Faye, what home training? We've answered that. Home training and everything. It's a topic. So home training and everything around it about lockdown. So I think we've kind of spoken about the home training.
Yeah. We've touched this.
And yeah, we've touched a little bit. So home training wise, really simply, do what you can, use what you can.
I think for the majority of people, this time was just preserve as much tissue as possible.
Yeah, some people do that.
Like the reality is, you're not going to build muscle with small weights, but you can save muscle.
Yeah.
Because you'd be surprised how hard it is to actually deteriorate muscle if you're at least doing something. If you stop doing stuff altogether, then muscle's going to wear away. But yeah, I mean, even though it's shit, you just got to think of the home stretch. We're literally nearly there now. Just keep going.
Yeah, 100%. I think, like I said, gym's open next month, but lockdown's been a very challenging experience for everyone in different ways. I put a post on my Instagram the other day saying, I feel like I'm transforming as a human over the last 12 weeks. Everything I've experienced. I've experienced like some spooky experiences for this lockdown.
Very true.
Some really spooky and some not so spooky, but you know, we might touch on it in another podcast when our good old friend Dan Maskell comes on.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a spooky experience. But the moral of the story is, I think, you know, everyone is coming out of this with a different person. Oh,
Frozen. Yeah, you're back.
But yeah, like I just said, I think everyone's learned lessons and come out of this as a different person, really. And if you haven't,
definitely,
if you've wasted your time in lockdown, I feel very bad for you.
No, you know what? I don't agree with that at all, because I feel like so many people have tried to force it into your brain that you've got to be productive during this time. And some days it's all right to just sit there and do fuck all, I think, because it's not normal circumstances. So I think it's normal to feel depressed and also to feel run down, and it's normal to want to just do nothing, especially during that time.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I don't think it's fair to. I think the problem is with social media is all these people will just shove it into your face that you should use the time productively to learn fucking 3 languages and learn how to trade or whatever it is.
I trade Pokemon, mate.
But like, those are the examples, and I just don't think that's the reality.
Yeah, it's not.
I mean, kudos to the people who can think that way and not switch off.
But it's not for everyone.
But exactly, it's not for everyone, and I think it's a lot more about the little wins in the lockdown. So, for example, training, getting, and the gulag wins.
Yeah.
But you see my point, right?
Yeah, of course, man. The little wins add up to big wins, which actually, in the long term, leads to progressive.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let's see if there's any more questions. I think we're done there, man. Check this one.
Decent.
Have you got any questions for me? And I'll give you some questions back. Some quick rounds. Spin it, bruv. Spin it.
Why you so wet, bro?
See you later, guys.
Jokes. No, let me genuinely think.
Ask me a question that could cause conversation.
When are you gonna give up on dating apps?
Don't know. When I can be bothered.
When's the next girl? Where's she gonna be from?
Puerto Rico, mate.
Jeez.
No, one lesson I've learned in this lockdown
is stick
to females in England.
Oh, very true.
preferably within 40 to 50 miles away.
Max.
Not. Listen, you heard it here first, yeah? I'm saying it here for accountability. Not in Belfast, blood.
Not in fucking Belfast. Good Lord.
Does Georgia know about that?
Yeah. Of course.
What did she say?
Nothing. To be
Wait,
fair.
what did she say?
To be fair, we met via social media.
Right, Tinder.
No, not via Tinder. But we started off as a long distance relationship. So she was kind of like, fair enough. But I think where it was a bit odd was just how close you were before you'd actually even met this girl.
Yeah, it's fucked.
She obviously had many like
Problems.
links missing. Yeah.
I don't know if I can say that straight over it.
But yeah,
I don't know if I can say that literally straight over internet. But
I hate to say we told you so.
Yeah. So listen, if there's any boys out there like me, you are very stupid. Listen to your boys, bro.
It's true. It's true.
They've been telling me, "Oh, don't do this. I told you so," since the get-go. And unfortunately for me, I've been very stupid to listen to myself.
Many red flags were present from the early doors.
Douche.
Many. And on that bombshell.
We just broke the internet. The internet's going to go mental.
But yeah, you got any questions?
When do you think you'll complete a prep?
Never, bro.
Yeah, man.
No, I will complete a prep in my own time. It will happen, man.
Yeah.
I've got too many people around me to let me fail.
To let you fail, but we tried to stop you failing last time.
Yeah, but you know it wasn't the right time, and then everything fucking went wrong anyway.
Yeah, actually, you're right. You wouldn't have competed anyway.
It all went Pete Tong.
Mad, right?
Yeah.
Call it a day, man. It's been
a decent first one, to be fair.
Like an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, chatting Wasim.
We literally. You go on.
Fam, if you do that one more time, no, I'm joking. I think we should leave it with the audience to pick a suitable title for our podcast. Yeah, so
maybe
if you could leave in the comment section, perhaps any suggestions.
Yeah, Danny and the Dude podcast.
Danny and the Dude, yeah.
Danny and the Dude.
That's so wet. But yeah, I feel like anything we'll come up with will be pretty tragic. So it'll be good to try and get
the tragic podcast.
Try and get some other opinions and ideas. Yeah.
Female applications are needed. So if you like to jump in my DMs for any, it would be great to have a female on this.
It would.
So what do you mean it would? Calm down, lad.
It would.
We should get Courtney.
This guy, what is wrong with you, fam?
We can't get Courtney Black. Oh my god!
You're an idiot, fam.
That'd be great. She's a great kid. She's smashed.
I probably need to edit this last bit out.
It's not getting edited, man. It's raw, fam. She's smashing the industry, bro. It'd be great to have her on.
Yeah, definitely.
Just seriously, if we got a female on the podcast, I would love to have her because she's killing it.
Yeah, it's mad.
She's getting like 20,000 people on a live stream. We can't even get like 10.
Imagine that. That's literally the O2, just casually on a morning. She's just filled out. That's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's bonkers.
That's absolutely wild.
It's bonkers. But yeah, guys. The whole point of this podcast is just to bring you some entertainment. We are going to be bringing guests on. So if you like, obviously I'm coached by Jace. Jamie's previously been coached by Jason, is now coached by Cuba. We're going to be getting some guests on to talk about, you know, their opinions on life, bodybuilding. Just really bring some entertainment right now, because there's a lot of shit, and I believe the world obviously needs a bit of a laugh, so that's what we're going to do. Hopefully, I would personally like to do one once a week, because it's good fun. I enjoy doing them. And we'll
Once a week could be a shout.
Yeah. But thanks for watching, guys. Can't believe we've just done our first podcast. Subscribe to the channel if you are new here. Like the video. And we will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.
Sweet. See you later.